What if I told you that some of the healthy foods sitting in your kitchen right now aren't actually what you think they are? I mean foods that look clean, sound natural, and are sold as better choices. Yet behind the scenes, they've been engineered, altered, sweetened, dyed, and fortified in ways you would never imagine. Today, we're uncovering the 7 most manipulated foods in the supermarket and how they quietly shape your hunger, your hormones, your cravings, and even your mood. After this video, you won't walk down those aisles the same way again. And the craziest part is that almost everyone buys at least one of these foods every single week. Let's start with something that seems harmless: whole grain bread. Most people believe brown bread is automatically healthier. More fiber, more nutrition, more natural. But here's the truth. Most brown bread is simply white flour dyed to look healthier. Companies use caramel coloring, molasses, and even malt extract to create that darker, rustic look. A surprising scientific detail most people have never heard: some of these colorants don't change the nutritional profile at all. The bread still spikes your blood sugar almost as fast as soda. In fact, certain whole grain breads have a glycemic index higher than ice cream. The contrast is brutal. You think you're eating something slow digesting and gentle, but your body reacts like you just ate dessert in disguise. Have you ever bought bread just because it looked whole grain? Yogurt is another massive illusion. You walk through the dairy section thinking you're making a healthy choice: Greek style, fat-free, light, digestive, protein-packed. But the reality hiding behind those labels is that many yogurts contain more sugar than a kid's pudding cup. And here comes a shocking scientific revelation. Some yogurt brands use flavor precursors, chemicals that mimic the taste of fruit without containing any real fruit. On top of that, fat-free yogurts often contain stabilizers that can slow down the growth of beneficial gut bacteria. So while you think you're supporting your digestion, you might be feeding the exact imbalance that makes you bloated. What do you think? Should a product still be called healthy if it needs sugar and chemicals to taste good? Fruit juice has one of the biggest gaps between belief and reality. You buy a bottle that says 100% natural, no added sugar, fresh pressed, and your brain imagines oranges being squeezed straight into the bottle. But the real process is completely different. Most commercial juices are heated, filtered, stripped of their natural aroma, stored for months in oxygen-free tanks, and then reflavored using lab-made compounds. One study revealed that orange juice stored this way can lose up to 90% of its natural vitamin C before it ever reaches the shelf. And without fiber, the fructose hits your bloodstream like a shockwave, forcing your liver to work overtime. So while you think you're drinking something pure and refreshing, your body experiences it almost like liquid candy. Have you ever wondered why different juice brands taste weirdly identical? Now let's talk about olive oil, the heartbreak of anyone who tries to eat clean. Most people believe extra virgin means pure, fresh, antioxidant-rich, but the reality is shocking. Many popular olive oils fail international purity tests. Some are diluted with cheap seed oils like soybean or sunflower. Others are made from old, oxidized oils, blended and deodorized to smell fresh. A scientific detail that blows people's minds. Once olive oil is exposed to heat and light during transport, it can lose up to 40% of its polyphenols, the very compounds that make it healthy. So you think you're drizzling anti-inflammatory gold, but you're really pouring a blend that promotes inflammation. Have you noticed how some olive oils taste completely different even when the label says extra virgin? Nut butters are another category where marketing wins and transparency loses. The front says natural, clean protein, good fats, but the back tells the truth. Hydrogenated oils, artificial flavors, thickeners, sweeteners, and emulsifiers. These additives create that irresistible smooth texture that makes you want to eat spoonful after spoonful. But here's a scientific fact most people never hear. Common emulsifiers like polysorbate 80 and carboxymethylcellulose can disrupt the gut lining within hours, worsening inflammation and altering appetite signals. So you think you're eating something wholesome and simple, but your gut might be fighting back. What about you? Do you look at the ingredient list when you buy nut butter, or do you trust the front label? Granola bars might be the most deceptive, healthy snack ever created. They look earthy, natural, packed with seeds and nuts. But inside, they're often just candy bars pretending to be nutritious. Many of them are filled with corn syrup, palm kernel oil, artificial flavors, synthetic vitamins, and highly refined grains. And here's a surprising scientific reveal. Some granola bars trigger a blood sugar response almost identical to white bread, even when they contain nuts or seeds. The contrast couldn't be more frustrating. People grab them to avoid junk food, but their body reacts exactly as if they ate junk food anyway. Tell me in the comments, have you ever felt hungrier after eating one of these bars? Before we continue, your support is what makes videos like this possible. If you're learning something new, hit like and subscribe. It helps us grow and lets us keep creating content that actually empowers you. Now let's get into the last category, because this one affects more people than ever. Plant-based milks have exploded in popularity, and many people think they're choosing something cleaner or simpler than dairy. But the truth is that most almond, oat, and coconut milks contain only 2 to 5% of the actual ingredient. The rest is water, gums, stabilizers, synthetic vitamins, emulsifiers, and sometimes even seed oils. A surprising detail almost nobody knows. During processing, some oat milks undergo enzymatic reactions that turn naturally occurring starch into sugar, meaning they become sweet even without adding sugar on the label. So the reality is this: people believe they're drinking something gentle, pure, and plant-based. But what they're actually buying is a highly engineered beverage designed for texture and taste, not for nutrition. When you walk into a supermarket, remember this: it is not designed for your health. It is designed for profit, speed, and repeat purchases. That's why so many foods are dyed, sweetened, stabilized, flavored, enhanced, or disguised. But now that you understand the manipulation behind the scenes, you gain something powerful: control. Control over your choices, over your cravings, over how you feel. You stop blaming yourself for feeling hungry, bloated, tired, or addicted to certain foods. It's not lack of willpower, it's design. If this video opened your eyes, share it with someone who deserves to know what's really happening in their shopping cart. Hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments, which of these manipulated foods surprised you the most?